Joining us now from Senate Judiciary and Senate Finance, Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, this is the worst geopolitical disaster since Vietnam, and we're still funding the Taliban. And by the way, John Sopko, the Afghanistan Inspector General, he's a career veteran. He's an upstanding guy with a lot of integrity. Why is Congressman Goldman, Democrat, trying to accuse him or anybody of politicizing this?
They're trying to keep this from being known by the American people. They don't want to admit what a disaster it was. But we know that there were about 9,000 Americans left behind over there. About 175 still are over there, some being detained by the Taliban. We know that out of that $80 billion that was put into Bagram, there's $7 billion of equipment that the Taliban now possesses. This is showing up around the globe. We also know that the botched debacle that is there in Afghanistan is what has given fuel to the fire that you have coming from Vladimir Putin, how he invaded Ukraine. It is what is supercharging China. You look at their work with Iran and North Korea, that axis of evil. And what we know is that a lot of this started because the Biden administration said, we're out by a date certain, even though the generals told the president, do not do this. He did it anyway. He wanted to be out of there by September 11th. Nothing else mattered but his timeline.
Yeah, Senator, to what you're saying, let's watch the president in 2021 say he still would have left Afghanistan even without the Trump deal. Watch this.
Would you have withdrawn troops like this even if President Trump had not made that deal with the Taliban?
I would have tried to figure out how to withdraw those troops, yes. Because look, George, there is no good time to leave Afghanistan.
So why is the president now contradicting his own words? And he's trying to blame Trump, but then he's claiming is it a success? It's a success. You see the confusion there, Senator?
Oh, yes, it's complete confusion. They can't get their story straight on this. They don't want to take responsibility for those Americans left behind, for the 13 service members that were murdered there at the gates at the airport. They don't want to admit that. So it's easier just to say whatever is convenient, confuse the issue. He wanted to be out by a date certain so that he could have a victory dance on September 11th and say, we've ended this. Because of that, there is tremendous loss of life. There is hardship. Yeah. And, you know, we want to know the truth about a lot of this.
Yeah, Biden's polls have never recovered. We have a new Reuters Ipsos poll. Only 39% of Americans approve of President Biden. That's down 3 points since March. 54% disapprove. American standards of living is getting slammed by inflation under Biden because of his frenetic spending. It's like what he's doing. It's like trying to cure an alcoholic with more vodka. Inflation is still sticky high. It's up 13%, all in under him. And Senator, he again gave a really unserious speech today attacking House GOP spending cuts as MAGA. He hasn't met with Speaker McCarthy since February 1st. What's so extreme about wanting to go back to just 2022 spending levels, not even pre-COVID levels?
There is nothing extreme about that. It is something that is wise because they have spent about $6 trillion, heaped that on our nation's debt. And because of that, we have people that are saying, look, I can't fill up the grocery cart and the gas tank in the same week. You look at eggs are up 38%. You've got bread up 15%, dairy up 11%, home heating fuel, gasoline, clothing, all of this, it is higher than what they tout is a 5.5% inflation rate. The basket of goods you buy is much higher than that. The American people are smart. They know this. They know that they are not being told the truth. by this administration when it comes to inflation, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to wages, when it comes to the Afghanistan withdrawal, when it comes to Hunter Biden. They know they are not being told the truth.
Yeah, inflation was 1.5% under Trump, 1.5% or thereabouts under Obama. Let's watch Kamala Harris on this, the vice president, and watch the president today out with another gaffe, another blunder. Watch what he says, that he created only 12,000 jobs in the last 2 years. Watch this.
And I thank and I met with the legislators who are here and your legislative leaders and that majority female legislature that you've got here. Some bad people. They really are. They're so good. You know, I think that when we think about the SBA, it's about small businesses but entrepreneurs are also small businesses. I've started to use the two phrases together because we don't want to leave anyone out because they're the same kind of people. They actually are the same people.
We've created more than 12,000 brand new jobs in 2 years. That's more than any president in American history has created in 4 years.
Senator, final word. What's going on with the president here that he's made such a blunder that he doesn't even fix it in real time, that he's only created 12,000 jobs in 2 years? He's citing a $12 million figure that's made up. The economy, when it reopened after Democrat-led shutdowns, and the shutdowns did start under Trump, but Democrat officials pushed them nationwide, that destroyed 22 million jobs. So again, he's out with more fallacies and misleading America. Final word.
Well, what he is doing is just pulling numbers out of thin air. And there is nothing that is based in fact in many of these comments. I think it is very sad. It puts a lot of misinformation and disinformation into the system. And people they realize this, and they want to get this country and this economy back on track.
Senator Marsha Blackburn, thanks for joining us.